we do want to direct people to the handcrafted calling resource that we've created and are going to be releasing really widely here in the next few weeks and months. But what are some like immediate next steps that even I would say beyond handcrafted calling, how would you encourage pastors, church leaders to bring these concepts of the kind of those nested pieces of passion, purpose, calling, mission, vision
Yeah.
um, into what they're doing on a week to week basis? What are some practical ways or practical questions that they can ask themselves or their staff to kind of help them identify where the gaps are in their current pathway?
Yeah, I mean, I think even before you get to a church, you just individually, this
Yeah.
is work to do. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, sometimes as pastors and leaders, I'll say we are the worst at this because we get so attached to a role that we're playing that
Mm.
we think our calling is that role. And then we can't give that role up because we don't know who we are anymore if we don't have that role. And so I think, first of all, just recognizing our tendency as pastors and leaders and our staff's tendency to find their identity simply in the current role that they are playing. And so I think first of all, it's us saying, hey, is there some work that we can do together
Mm.
on this that will give all of us better clarity and better understanding of our own identity outside of our role? And then, let's move from there to thinking about the
Yeah.
pathway at our church and what it might look like to ignite people in this. And just, I will just kind of just one word of caution. When you start igniting this, it is contagious. Like, and so
Right.
the pathway isn't just about igniting calling. It's, are we
Right.
ready as a church when people start wanting to step into their calling? Do we know how to support that? Are we ready to support
Right.
them in that? And honestly, what we find is most churches are like they haven't even had an imagination for what
Right.
might need to be created in their pathway to support everyday missionaries who are living out their calling. And so
Right.
when you get to the calling piece, it's like, okay, let's start imagining if we were igniting this, what would we need to create to help people be able to live this out with better fruitfulness?
I would just even say in that too, Steve, to what you were asking on that as well,
Yeah.
as it gets ignited, I think that actually increases the imagination. So it's hard to do it ahead of time.
Mhm.
It's hard to
Yeah.
imagine ahead of time, right?
Mhm.
But actually, I say as you're wanting to move forward as a church, I don't know a church that doesn't want to like, hey, we want to expand the gospel influence, in this
Yes.
city, community, region, or whatever it is, and things. As you start activating this, your people in many ways will start helping you to see what are
Yes.
those places that we've never even thought of, what are the things that are needed in our pathway, because in essence they're now asking for them rather than you trying to go, hey, you, this is good for you, you need to be in this, or you'll benefit from X. They're actually telling you, and it's the old, if you listen to the field will tell you
Yeah.
what
What
it
it
needs.
needs. Yeah.
And if you listen to your people, like you start awakening this in people, it'll actually help you understand more of. We're watching that with churches that we're working with who are piloting first, not trying to take everyone, everyone, we have a sermon series on this, but piloting first and just being helping, concentric circles in essence of people begin to awaken this. It's helping them see what awaken really imagination for what do we need to train on? What do we need to make available? What connections are there already that we need to be convening people on that have a similar sense of calling around?